Hello. So week 3 of Small Great Things. So we're talking about the characters. Let's start off with Kennedy. Kennedy, her belief is she cares for people. She has a big heart. She wants people to feel welcome. She doesn't want anybody to feel like they aren't like everyone else. And I hope that made sense. Yeah. Um, so she has a big heart. That's it. She's actually one of my favorite characters. She is my favorite character reading as I read along. So how she came about this, or how she came about like the way what she believes in her actions, is from growing up. And her mother, just what Professor Matlin says. We didn't really know too much about her childhood, but from her point, her views, and how she talks with her mother, and like just the little comments the mother makes me think that or just shows that that's where her beliefs come from. It's just growing up with her mother and realizing like, wow, mother isn't racist, but it's just the little comments um, she does make. So in a sense, Kennedy, because she has such a big heart, she does overcompensate um, for it, if that makes sense. Just like Ruth said, you're compensating. You're going, you're doing too much to show that you are not racist when we all know you're not. You know clearly the things you do. Like you don't have to do more to show that you aren't. If that makes sense. Like yeah, overcompensating. Um, So, and I feel like she does this because of her mother, just growing up and seeing how her mother is, and she doesn't want people to think um, that I guess they're racist in a sense. So, I guess the turning when they realized their biases, or when they realized what they were doing. Um, for Kennedy, it was the meeting with Ruth at Panera. I feel like that definitely opened up her eyes. I mean, the trial too at the beginning, realizing, wow, like crazy. Um, just that first meeting with Ruth at Panera, it made Kennedy think. It made Kennedy realize, wow, what Ruth is saying is right. She is overcompensating. So I guess it just made her think a little bit more about her actions, and how she can present those actions without overcompensating in a sense. So um, that's what I thought of Kennedy. Next, let's do Ruth. Ruth, I feel like wants to see the good in people. Like again, big. She has a big heart too. She's like caring, but she just wants to see the good in people so much that she ignores. Um, she kind of pushes aside um, the little comments people make, such as her coworkers, and also like growing up in school too. She did go to Dalton, a predominantly white school, as the book described it. Um, and like the little comments they would say, oh, about her growing up, about like her color, about her not being, um, I guess, black, if that makes any sense. Like to me, it just sounded like, oh, she's more, I guess, whitewash is the term I'm thinking of. Yeah, to her friends, or to her, also to her sister's friends too, or yeah. So growing up, I think that kind of just made Ruth just want to fit in somewhere, because she didn't feel like she fit in anywhere, wherever she went, besides school. So she focused on her education, and just trying to really just see the good in people. mm, which is her belief. So I guess the turning, the point where she realizes that not everyone, I don't know, that's not what I want to say. Because everyone is good. I want to see the good in people. Yeah. I guess the turning point where she doesn't ignore the little microaggressions anymore. It's just, or realizing that, wow, they really did make this comment. Why are they like, why did I, why didn't I say anything or let it be? Just ignoring it and letting it be okay and letting them know that, oh, it's okay to make comments like that. Or not realizing like how it hurt her, or made her feel. So I guess basically the trial was the one that started it all. She couldn't believe that people were like this, and then also talking to Kennedy and realizing, wow, or just yeah, the trial basically is the big turning point for Ruth. It let her look back and see her coworkers' actions and just realizing, wow, no one really stood up for her. And like they're good friends and everything, and also talking with her sister too. She now gets sees what her sister is talking about with um, how I think people look at her, or like the black community in a sense, or certain people. So not sure if I'm just rambling on. I feel like I'm rambling on, but so I guess to recap, Ruth, um, her belief is she just sees the good in people. I don't think she's racist or anything like that. It's just life experiences that made her like just try to fit in. So and just in seeing the good in people, she's able to ignore like the little microaggressions. And then now that her eyes are starting to open from the trial and seeing things that she's ignored in the past and realizing it's not okay, and that she needs to tell people about it to teach them, because people won't know unless you tell them. So yeah, that's my thing about Ruth. Next is Turk. So Turk is, whew, um, Turk is wow. So his belief is the white race is superior to all the other races. He's racist, of course, and he came about this from his childhood. He grew up having a bad childhood. Not a bad, yeah, a pretty rough childhood. He, I felt like he didn't know where he belonged. He felt abandoned, um, unloved. He was verbally abused, especially by the grandfather. My gosh. Um, so his dad left. His mother wasn't around. His grandfather raised him, and his grandfather raised him with hate, teaching him to hate others, and also, again, verbally abusing him. So during this, I felt like he was just a very angry and sad child. He didn't know where to belong. He didn't know love, and then he met Rain, and Rain showed him the movement, to join it, and it's like, and he from there he found his family. He found people that cared for him. He found people that supported him, and show him decency and love. And so for that, he gained their views and believed, and like yeah, that became his views too. Um, Rewind back. So along with the grandfather, childhood, his brother did die in a car accident. And this is Turk's childhood. They were in the courthouse. Um, the guy that supposedly hit the brother and killed the brother was a black man. And so he was found not guilty, but the comment the mother made was like, oh, he killed him. Why is he being let off scotch free? Yada yada. And so from then he was like, oh wow, this black man killed my brother. So to me, I believe that was like a little seed that was like, and like that was planted in his brain, and his grandfather just watered it with hate, and it didn't help that he met the movement or became a part of it, and that just watered that little seed a lot more, and it blossomed to how what he believes now. so is hate, and like no other race is, every other race is inferior to his race. So that was his belief. Basically, a turning point, or of him realizing his bias. I don't think he didn't at this point. He didn't realize his bias yet. But once again, with the little seed in his brain, him, what Professor Matlin said, him visiting his friend Rain, you know, the one that started it all for him, that helped him find his family, left the family, left the movement. So Rain described why he left the movement. He didn't want his daughter to grow up, with people hating her. You know, like that is rough on a child. You know, um, and then after that, Rain was starting to realize his bias, and after telling Turk, Turk is surprised. Turk is like, "Wow, I can't believe it." You know, I felt like he felt betrayed. So leaving Rain's place, Turk was like, "Never, I'm never gonna see him. He's basically, you know, dead to me." So to me, I feel like that was the little seed. Whether Turk realized it or not, that was in the back of Turk's mind. Like it's in there already. You know, like, wow, you can leave. Like there's other ways to think. Like, you know, you don't have to think with hate, in a sense. Um, so that's what I think would be the start of, I guess, the little turning point. Just making Turk real, I guess, in the back of his head, and unconsciously, I think he is slowly, very, very slowly, just changing the way he's thinking, in a sense, or like his belief is starting to slowly mold in a different form. Um, so yeah, that was my discussion. Hopefully, it makes sense. I realized I was rambling on a little bit, um, but yeah, that's really it. I look forward to the next discussion about Small Great Things. Really good book. I can't wait to finish it all. I'm pretty excited to see what happens, and how these characters continue to grow, and yeah, just see what happens there. So, thank you.